effort is underway to better protect Indiana students from bullying and harassment. KALL 6 Investigates has been tracking bullying in Indiana schools for years, and Kara Kenny joins us now with how a new tool could help victims.
Indiana House members have already approved 1607, legislation that would give bullying victims additional tools to protect themselves. Representative Ryan Hatfield is concerned about bullying, especially after hearing from an Evansville student and his family.
A young man was receiving just hundreds and sometimes thousands of text messages in a single day, just over and over and over. And they would change phones and cell phone numbers, and nothing seemed to work. And schools failed, and the other parents threw up their hand and said, we can't handle this. And so they went to the courts, and the court said, you know, our current law doesn't provide for protection for you, and there's nothing we can do. And that's a hopeless feeling.
Under current law, to get a protective order, you have to be a victim of domestic or family violence, stalking, or a sex offense. House Bill 1607 would add harassment to the list. Violating that order would result in a misdemeanor and up to a year in jail.
The goal is to stop bullying and to keep people from being harassed and to protect our kids. We have far too many kids taking their lives because they cannot get relief, and this bill is aimed at giving them relief.
The CDC says 20% of students report being bullied on school property, and of those, 7% attempt suicide. Martinsville teenager Bailey Liscombe tried to take her own life after what she calls repeated bullying at school.
I would be sitting there and they'd just be recording me, posting me on their Snapchat story, putting like gay and like putting rainbows and like posting it pretty much everywhere.
Bailey says the bullies made social media accounts about her. They called one account
#1 fag in Martinsville.
House Bill 1607 would add more options for people like Bailey. If it becomes law, it would also create a study committee that would research prevention measures for cyberbullying and other forms of bullying, including criminal and civil protections and the role schools play. KALL 6 Investigates found 47% of schools reported 0 bullying incidents despite a state law requiring districts to share that information. Efforts to include private schools in the bullying requirements have failed.
I believe that every school ought to have to report bullying and that every school ought to have to play by the same rules.
The bill now heads to the Senate for consideration. Kara Kenny, RTV6.